All right. All right. Only messing. I'm not Jaws. Although, I am talking a lot about movies today. I got a guest on today, okay? I do have friends. Not just my son, who's my best friend. um, remember seeing Shawn Michaels on the Broken Skull Ranch, talking to Stone Cold Steve Austin. And Shawn Michaels has found God in his later years after becoming a sexy boy. Was a sexy boy, went off the rails, then found God. And he has a massive ranch in Texas, like hundreds and hundreds of acres, if not thousands of acres. And like just his gaff and his little, and he lives there with his family. And he's like, just living this big, thing in the middle of nowhere now. And Stone Cold's like, well, what about your son? Like, where do his friends live? And he goes, well, I'm my son's friend. I'm his best friend. He's like, well, doesn't he need any other? He don't need anyone else but me. I'm his best friend. I'm like, oh God. So I have a best friend. My son, no, Kevin's a very good friend, and I like to talk about things that people are mad into. Kevin has a huge obsession for bad movies, and actually chatting to him about this really did kind of spur on a thing that I'd love to do, with me and him to do maybe at some point. Basically see what movies you can rent to broadcast live, and just have a little film club. Do it somewhere. We watch a film. We talk about it beforehand. We watch the film. We all watch the film together. Maybe we talk over the film, and then afterwards we talk about the film. We chat shit about the film, because I feel like I think one of the reasons I didn't watch as many movies over the pandemic is because it is a social thing. Even just watching a shit film where you're just you're chatting shit over. I talk in this podcast about probably my favorite thing to do in the world is, being hungover and in a gaff while everyone's watching like UTV and just chatting shit over. Watching Takeshi's Castle with a group of people. I miss it so much. So we talk about that on this pod. As you know, when I have a guest on, I like to talk about something that they're mad obsessed with. He's mad obsessed with bad movies. We had Alison Spittle on as a guest, and she was talking about her obsession with trivia and the trivia game show Pointless. So it's a fun chat. We're going to get into it in a second, but what have I been up to? I tell you, as of recording this, I'm a driving test tomorrow, and I did a pre-test there just 2 days ago, and I had this militant old Russian man, and he wasn't exactly my learning style. You see, my learning style, some people are visual, some people are like, they read it. My learning style is you need to applaud everything that I do that is okay or mediocre. And then lightly and quietly tell me if there's something that was not good. And he didn't get that. He got in my car, and he's like, drive around in a circle. And I drove around in a circle, and then I parked, and he goes, not excellent. And I was like, oh, okay. So excellent would be 5-star. Not excellent, I'm thinking, is 4-star, 3.5. And I was like, oh, so like very not excellent, so very good. And he goes, no, I don't want to say bad, but fucking bad, man. Like, he didn't say fuck. And I was like, okay. And he'd go, just drive again. So I drove again. I was coming up to a roundabout, and I indicated to go right, even though I was going straight through, because I do that, and that's wrong. And I've been doing that for a year. And he goes, why you indicate right? And I was like, oh, because I wasn't going left. And he goes, no, you're so confused. He kept saying, you're so confused. He kept saying to me, another man in my car. You should know the decorum is you have to be really nice to me because I'm in my car. I wanted to go full fucking, it's my birthday as well, bro. And you're wrecking my birthday, but I didn't. Anyway, then we're driving down the road, and we're kind of driving around a kind of residential area, so I'm not driving too fast. And I'm what I would coin a kind of an aspirational gear changer, in that, like, I'll probably should be in second, but I'll be in third gear. So the higher the speed, the higher the gear. When you are about to accelerate, you kind of want to, when you're getting up to a speed that you need to get, change gears, your car will let you know. It'll kind of go, But I kind of feel like if there's a tester and he hears that noise, it's going to sound like I don't know how to change gear. So I kind of I'm in second gear, I move up to third gear, and then I kind of rev my way up to feel in that comfortable gear, if that makes sense, And he's like, why you keep moving your hands? And I was like, what do you mean? You have the gear, the steering wheel, you're so confused, man. You're so confused. 80% of the time your hands are moving. And I'm like, all right. Just like, well, like I went down to the second gear to turn the corner. I'm like, no, just stay. He's like, here's the rule. Don't get out of second until I say. And I was like, oh, God. You know? So then we're driving around, and we're about to take a left turn, but there's a bicycle lane, so I kind of give a space. I don't park, because you know what pisses me off on my bike, because I'm a cyclist as well as a motorist, is that when I see a car parked in the cycle lane with the hazards on, yeah, I see your hazard lights. I see you now causing a hazard for me as I swerve into the main road to now have to go around your car because you need to fucking... You have to use an ATM right now. You just have to use an ATM. So you parked right there. Do you know what I mean? So I don't like people parking there. So I'm like about to turn left, and there's like a cycle lane, and like, you know, I stay on the road and not in the cycle lane. And he goes, no. And I was like, what? Go in the cycle lane. And I'm like, what, am I a bike? I'm on my bike now. And he goes, no, it's unbroken. You can go there. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I'm doing so bad. And then we were driving along the coast road. It was in Raheny. We're driving along the kind of coast and looking over the Hoth. Hoth looks like it's on fire. And I say, because there's smoke coming from Hoth. And I was like, oh, look, the Hoth's on fire. And he goes, just focus. Just focus. And then the road there is quite bad. It's quite bumpy. And I was like, it seems like, it almost feels like you have a flat tire on these roads. And he fucking lost it. Like, he lost it at that. And then he was laughing. He was laughing his ass off. And then we kind of bonded, you know. I did correct him on a couple of things, you know, like we did in a roundabout thing. And he was all like, why you indicate? Just go straight through. Indicate on the way out. And I was like, look, I'm pretty sure that's what you do. And he just looked at me, and that's all he had to say. He's literally sitting there with a fucking binder full of all these rules and how to drive a car. And I'm also paying him to teach me how to drive this car. And then he was like, when's your test again? And I was like, in 2 days. And he goes, oh, no. That's all he said. So he was nice, very nice man. Milan. He was a very nice man. And he's like, do text me and let me know how you get on. So watch this space. I'll tell you how I get on the next pod. But it doesn't bode well, and I don't know how I'm gonna look my wife in the eyes if I fail 2 tests. It's fine. My mom was just like, don't be nervous. And I'm like, that's not the... I should be more nervous. That's the point. You know? I've been driving so comfortably on these empty roads for the last year with no one else out there that I've been driving like fucking magic school bus, fucking swerving all over the place. You know? I've not been checking... I've not been mirror, then indicating, then position, then speed, and then turn. I now have to think of all this. Another thing he did, I did my turnabout. You know, you do like the 3-point kind of turn where you park, and then you kind of like drive around, reverse, and turn around on the road. Turnabout. And he goes, and he was telling me that I need to like... I thought my turnabout was great. I thought I had a great turnabout. I don't touch the curb. Well, not once. So I was doing my turnabout, and he goes, no, you need to turn the wheel back. So he wanted me to turn the wheel all the way right and then turn it back left so that my wheel wasn't all the way right while I reversed to do the turnabout, if that makes sense. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense to me. And I actually kind of snapped at him. I was like, if I do it the way I do it, will I fail? And he goes, well, no, but it's not right. And I'm like, then I'm doing it. I'm not going to change. Like, that's a habit. That's a habit. I'm going to speak calmly to you here, Milan. That's a habit now that I can't break. And you're actually stressing me out now. Because now I'm going to have to worry about that, and that's another thing. Look, I have a son. It's all right. So my RAM is fucking... my internal RAM is overheating, as it is. And I'm on like an Apple computer, which means that I can't add any more RAM. Right? Without spending a lot of money, okay? So I need you to know that I am up to here with what else I can learn. So if you can just tell me I'll get away with it, I need you to tell me that right now. He's like, yeah, fine. You know, so watch the space. I'll keep you posted. I'll let you know on my social if I pass. So you'll know. It's on Monday. So yeah, this will already be out. You'll probably know before I do. As weird time shift as that is. Anyway, sure. Look, let's talk about the sponsors of this week's podcast. That is the Dubliner Irish whiskey. Look, let me tell you about the DLD.com. The DLD have got an exquisite collection of whiskeys, and I've been enjoying drinking some summer cocktails. I told you what we've been doing recently is drinking some ginger beers. We're going on Holliers. Do you know what we're packing? We're packing a couple of bottles of Dubliner. We're packing some ginger beer, a shitload of lemons, shitload of limes, a bit of sparkling water as well. It is a lovely summer cocktail. Fuck your Pims. That's me saying that, not the Dubliner. Fuck your Pims. You do realize that you have one of the finest spirits known to man, which is whiskey, and an Irish whiskey at that. And there is a Dublin-based one straight out of the heart of the Liberties called the Dubliner. Why don't you pick up a nice local whiskey and get some nice local sparkling water and make yourself some local Japanese highballs? That's when you have just sparkling water and whiskey and a load of lemons and limes. It's a lovely drink. Whiskey does not get the status of a lovely summer drink. It is roasting out there. Do treat yourself. And if you want to have a nice little after-dinner aperitif, you know what they used to do back in the 90s? They used to have a prawn cocktail, and then they drink like a creme de menthe and have an after-drink cocktail, or an after-drink aperitif. Get yourself their honeycomb liqueur whiskey and have just a little glass of that. Have a nice little dessert cocktail. Drink it neat, and you can, you know? I tell you, it is a lovely after-dinner sweet drink, and I responsibly, over a long period of time, absolutely rinsed through it. They've also sent me a nice bottle of their Masters Reserve, which I'm going to tuck into as well. It has 5 stars on it. I don't know where the stars came from. That means excellent, by the way. 5 stars. Anyway, thank you very much to the Dubliner for sponsoring this podcast. Do check them out on the Soch. There's going to be some very interesting things popping up there very soon at Dubliner Whiskey on Instagram. And check out the DLD.com for all of your Irish whiskey Liberty Distillery needs. Anyway, my guest on this week's podcast is my very good friend, Kevin McGahern. He is an actor. He's a writer. He's a comedian. He's a writer and actor in the Dearden Project. Do check that out. He's also an actor in the upcoming The Bright Side, and apparently a hilarious performance in an otherwise very dramatic role in Smothered, the TV series. And he's a good pal. So this is a lovely chat with me and Kevin McGahern, pretty much just giving the synopsis of the movie Fatal Deviation. Enjoy. Thank you very much.
Cool. So
Cool. I'll tell you what we're doing.
good man.
What we're doing is, look, I'm a geeky guy. You're shaking your head incredulously.
I had an itch.
Okay. Well, I'm a geeky guy, and people have grown accustomed to me on this podcast talking at them with enthusiasm.
You're very good at it.
Oh, thank you very much.
I thought you were gonna tip your hat, but you're actually just scratching your head.
Yeah. See, I also have an itch. Inception is a film. We'll be talking about
Inception.
Inception. And
Sounds like if Donald Duck was saying Inception.
Inception. This is solid gold. So I like to talk at people. I kind of have the podcast, Kev. That's why I think you'd have a podcast, because I'm sure. Look, you and your. Can I say your wife's name?
Sure. Shaniqua.
You and Shaniqua are kindred souls. You have a lot in common, and she likes a lot of things that you like. But I'm sure there's some things that you find yourself kind of talking at her about that she humours.
Lately, it's been The Godfather.
Yeah.
I watched The Godfather trilogy, and
did you watch the remake or the re-edit that he just did of 3?
9.
That's what he just did last year. He re-edited
I don't know where
it.
can I watch it illegally?
For someone who sees so many films, I've never seen someone so incapable of illegally accessing materials.
I got my illegal shit down.
Oh,
I got a really good app.
You can say it and we'll bleep it.
It is called Google.com.
And you type in the password.
Free movies. I go into YouTube and I type in Shrek 3. And it's a tiny little screen at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah.
I watched the whole film.
You click
the only thing is, it's backwards, so if you see any writing, I have no clue what's going on.
Lord Quarfoff? Who's that?
Shrek lives in a Porth.
What's Shrek backwards, quick?
Oh, man.
Quick.
Chorus? Is it? Do you know that off the head?
David Koresh.
David Koresh.
And what's Shrek backwards? David Koresh. We need to drink green Kool-Aid. Was that him? No, he was Waco. David Koresh. He wasn't.
He was wacko, that guy.
What about the guy? David Koresh in Waco.
If I was at Waco
and
everyone's like, okay, listen, it didn't work out. The fucking FBI are on the way.
It didn't work out. You're sitting there on your cult throne and you have some. Listen, it didn't work out.
Man, it didn't work out. The FBI are on the way. They're going to kill us all.
Yeah.
We're all going to kill ourselves.
Yeah.
I'd be like, Waco? More like wacko. And everyone would laugh, and they'd probably forget.
And the place is on fire.
Yeah, and
they did use incendiary
just become
rounds.
Catholics.
Yeah. Yeah. What did I say? Oh yeah, I'm still talking to you. Yeah. Godfather. You were saying that you've been trying to burn the ear off your darling wife.
Yeah, just
about.
like I'm reading the books and I'm watching the films, and I just find myself saying in a conversation that's a bit like in Godfather 3, Siobhan.
Yeah.
Like there's a person who's my enemy, okay,
Mm-hmm.
and I can't stop focusing on him, and my wife is like, just stop. Who gives a shit?
You have a personal enemy.
Yeah, I got 5.
You do actually have enemies.
I've got a list on my phone.
Yeah. In case you forget.
In case I forget. Some of them are like journalists who give me terrible reviews, and I'm fucking remembering you, buddy.
It's just exactly what an outlaw might do if they had a phone in the West. And instead of writing the name, it's just like backspace.
Yeah, it's just John Wayne going, "You're going on my list, in my notes app."
Hang on, this newfangled keyboard, you have to swipe it.
John Wayne would definitely still have the old style text where you have to go with 666.
And John Wayne would also have like probably a brown leather case and all his cards at the back.
Yeah, he'd have his tobacco
in it
as well. But so Siobhan's like, stop focusing on this guy. He's nothing.
Mm.
And I said, it's a bit like that scene in Godfather 3 where the hothead nephew is up in a helicopter, and I think they're on the way to the Vatican with Al Pacino, and the hothead nephew is like, "Hey, I really wish we had Joey Zaza up in this helicopter. Throw him out the window." And Al Pacino just shakes his head like, "You fucking bollocks. Like, Joey Zaza's nothing."
Yeah.
So every time I focus on an enemy that's below me, Siobhan just goes, "Joey Zaza, man."
That's great. That's great. That's a great
it's good because they're going to the fucking Vatican.
Yeah.
They're doing a multi-million-dollar deal with the biggest landowners on the planet, and he's focusing on this small-time hoodlum.
So you think it's good?
Hoodlum. Well, I think what's good?
3. Godfather 3.
Do you know what? I've re-examined it.
Yep.
I think if Godfather 3 was just a film by itself, I think people would really like it. It's let down by casting his daughter.
I don't think she's as bad.
She's not as bad, but she's just a little bit bland.
Yeah.
She's a little bit bland, surrounded by all these mental men.
Yeah.
Who are fucking chewing the scenery and exploding.
Yeah. Like everyone is trying to do that, like Sonny reacting to seeing his sister, be with a black eye. Everyone's trying to go for that level of bite the fist,
bites his fist
intensity, in every scene.
And Garcia's class in it. But interestingly enough, the funny thing about Godfather 3 is it's about a kingpin who wants to become legitimate, and he pays for his sins through the life of his daughter. His enemies try and kill him, but they actually shoot his daughter. And when Coppola released the film, all the critics attacked his fucking daughter, man.
Yeah.
And can you imagine the pain of your kid being in a movie and everyone's just like, your kid is shit. Your kid is absolute dog shit. That would have been so rough.
It would force you to make Dracula.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd go so dark you might actually become Dracula.
I'd take 1,000 arrows instead of my child having a paper cut. Is that what I'm saying?
Is another quote, the enemy of my enemy is my friend?
I think is that from the first one?
Yeah.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
No, or am I thinking our enemy has yet to reveal himself from 2?
Our enemy has yet to reveal
that's
himself.
3.
That's 3.
Isn't it mad that his enemy has yet to reveal himself, yet still showed up with a helicopter? Like he's like,
oh yeah.
Who is it? Who is that guy?
Somebody ought to take out. So how do we get on to Godfather?
So I was saying that this podcast is my platform for kind of the leftover stuff that Terry doesn't want to hear any more about.
Yeah.
That I get to then talk out. And what's amazing about talking into the vacuum of a podcast is you just assume every bit is killing. Everyone is laughing at everything. There are gasps. There are people being like, with every insight that I say. And so I also like people to talk at me, letting me get my words in as well. This is at the table here.
Slip in some Tony.
Yeah, exactly. Like when
Tony.
You're out on a night and like you're just one of those buzzes where you're like, yeah, tell me more about that, but also let me speak as well all the time.
You're talking about
cocaine. When you're surrounded by people who are on that kind of garbage, it does.
You're right. The quality is terrible in Dublin.
I like when people kind of burn the ear off me about things. And so what I like to do on this podcast is once every month have a guest, a very close personal friend, on the pod to talk about something that they're a big mad geek about. And to kind of talk about geek culture as well, because I think you're very similar to me in that you kind of probably maybe jumped onto some influences when you were a teen. You were like, that's a subculture I could get into. I want to get into that. I want to be... you're an outsider, bro. You're an outsider like me.
Wondering, Tony is doing the devil horns.
And his arms are crossed like
and
an
his
X.
arms are crossed like he's a vampire going to sleep.
Yeah. You're twisted. Like me. So,
yeah, bro.
So you, I asked, what is the thing that you probably geek out the most, dine out, feast your geekdom with the most? What sends you a rocket or a drill down to your geek hole the fastest?
Okay.
Is bad movies.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, do I feel that strongly about it? Like, you asked me this yesterday, so clearly somebody pulled out.
No one did.
Really just unorganized.
No, I just didn't want to do. I didn't want to do. Well, actually, I looked at my calendar, and what I was supposed to be doing is, I was supposed to be having a guest, and I actually meant to ask you for a while, but I thought that was 3 weeks away.
Gotcha. Well, like I have a couple of different interests, but I'm not an expert. Like I love westerns, but I'm not an expert in westerns. I like kung fu movies, but I'm not an expert. And I thought the thing I know most about is just terrible films, and it's the thing I get quite excited about. Mm-hmm. I love bad films. I think they're very special. I'd much rather watch a bad film than a Midland film.
Yes, totally.
Like I would much rather watch. I'd much rather watch The Room any day of the week as opposed to Remains of the Day. I haven't even seen it. I don't even know if it's a good film.
Yeah,
I just know I would not be interested in Remains of the Day. But I think what I love most about bad films is you have no idea what's going to happen. 90% of films that we watch, you know what's going to happen. If you've seen the trailer, you've seen the whole fucking film.
Yeah.
And the first 15 to 20 minutes when it's set up, you kind of know where it's going to go. You know the guy's going to end up with the girl.
Yeah.
You know the guy's going to shoot the bad dude.
Yeah.
You know they're going to get the crystal to the machine that stops the aliens come out of the sky. Mm-hmm. It's bullshit.
I was literally talking about a film like that earlier on today.
There's fucking 20 films like that. I'm so sick of fucking every Marvel film now. Or any kind of superhero.
You get the space MacGuffin.
It's a crystal ball or a crystal cube. They have cubes now.
Yeah.
There used to be spheres in the 80s. Now
there was a sphere in Rise of Skywalker. There was a sphere. They had, or actually, no, it was a triangle. It was a pyramid.
They're running out of fucking shapes.
Like, get a dodecahedron. MacGuffin is the next one.
And then you have a load of aliens that don't have any blood. And they come out of the sky, and that way you can kill them.
Yeah,
and they don't
gratuitous.
Like you don't see fucking blood splatters everywhere because you want kids to watch it.
It's the same kind of Disney. It's the Disney dismemberment thing where you can dismember creatures, but if you play the Star Wars game Jedi Fallen Order, you can't dismember the stormtroopers. You can cut. You can cut off.
Yes. You can cut up a spider, but you can't cut up a man,
as they say,
a man in a helmet.
Yeah.
So with bad movies made by somebody inept who's not good at their job, you have no fucking idea what is going to happen next.
And they are fully committed. And this is like and a lot of the time the kind of consistent thing is this is usually someone, an auteur. They or at least view themselves as an auteur. And they think I am fully committed. I'm serious about this.
Yeah.
Which is what it's like goes, because that could go through the kind of the Disney machine and come out like something like you're saying. But going through this person's prism, it just comes out with something completely unpredictable.
Yeah, they don't have anyone beside them saying you shouldn't do this.
Mm-hmm.
You should read this book and then rewrite the script. There's a lovely draft one feel. So, I find that very exciting. Like I used to live with a friend of mine, Pádraig Connaughty, who's a film director, and he had a huge VHS collection. It was kind of our hobby. Like we were both kind of unemployed. So our hobby was going into charity shops and buying old VHS.
Best years
of my life, man. And
we also had a wall of VHS.
We had roughly maybe between 700 and 800 videos.
That's such a thing to move.
Oh yeah, I don't know where. I think he's kept them at home somewhere.
Yeah.
But we just had a whole wall of videos. Like we didn't really have the internet for a lot of those years. Telly was shit enough, and we would just dig out like robot jocks
Yeah.
or is it Robo-Jocks? If you've enjoyed Pacific Rim and you want to see something stupider, check out Robot Jocks. Or I remember there was one when Team America World Police came out. Porrick was like, "Oh man, that's totally inspired by this movie." Can't remember the name of it. Do you remember the mayor from Spin City?
Yeah.
He was in this fucking movie where they were like an elite worldwide police force, and they would have flying motorcycles. Like motorcycles were like these crappy little wings, like Buzz Lightyear wings would come out the side, and it would just
like from the
facilitate
center.
flight.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he would wear these really, really tight silver jumpsuits where you could see his balls and ass.
Let's try find it.
Yeah, type in.
Barry Bostwick, I think, is your man because he's.
Holy hell, that's good. It's a good catch, man.
I think because he's in Rocky Horror.
That's right. He's in Rocky Horror. Yeah, I totally
Robo.
did. No, it's not Robo.
Oh, sorry.
So it's like flying motorcycle. Barry Bostwick, would bring it up.
Okay, flying motorcycle. Megaforce.
Megaforce. Fucking Megaforce, man.
Yeah, 1982 action film directed by former stuntman Hal Needham.
So that's all you need to know, man.
There never the tagline is there has never been a superhero like Ace Hunter.
Ace Hunter is his name.
But
yeah.
the movie's called Megaforce.
Yeah.
Could have been called Ace Hunter.
No, Megaforce is great.
No, it's
so
great.
Megaforce is definitely an inspiration for Team America.
World Police. Yeah, you can see the flying motorcycles now.
Yeah. So it's there's just so many.
But a huge part of it is it's the like I take a lot of comfort in watching a bad movie and I seek them out. I was kind of hoping that like the Snyder cut was going to be really bad so that people could kind of talk about it and
so it could be a Schneerer cut. Have a good Schneer.
A good Schneer. Yeah. Schneider cut. But also it's the social aspect of it, and I think I've definitely been watching much less bad films on my own.
Exactly.
Because
bad films are much more enjoyable with at least one other person.
100%. Like bad films or just leaving, you know, like when you're kind of hungover from the day, you stay in the gaff and you stay on the couch and the next morning you're like watching like UTV and it's UTV's just on and you spend like 4 hours just talking over everything, slagging everything. That's the best. That's my point is that's the best.
That's the best. There's a great film and it's got all the elements. It's an American James Bond ripoff.
Mm-hmm.
It's got how do you say chirogenic?
James Warren Savings Bond.
Do you say chirogenic or cryogenically?
Cryogenically?
Cryogenically frozen Hitler been brought back to life by new Nazis, and he's got a baboon as a sidekick.
That's just.
It's got everything, man.
That's like rolling dice, that's a game. That's a gamified movie.
Yeah,
being like, and you have to put the baboon in there somewhere.
It's a little bit too many elements.
Yeah,
and I think if I go through some of my favorites, so
yeah, please.
The Room, obviously.
The Room, I absolutely like. It probably was. I actually think I watched it every day. I was obsessed for like I'd say about 6 months, and like I just seems to me like you're expert, Mark. Like you just go so loud for that one bit.
Yeah.
You know.
It seems to me like you're an expert, Mark.
And like
there's other great ones. Like I love movies, and they're written by people who clearly have never worked in a normal job.
Yeah.
Like there's a bit where Tommy Wiseau meets his buddy Mark for a coffee.
How was work today?
Oh, pretty good. We got a new client at the bank. We'll make a lot of money.
What client?
I cannot tell you. It's confidential.
Oh, come on. Why not?
No, I can't. Anyway, how is your sex life?
And it's such a fucking turn. You need to wear a neck brace for some of the fucking hairpin turns in this film. And I saw The Disaster Artist, and while I enjoyed it in the cinema, you cannot capture the humor of that film. Like watching James Franco do a funny voice,
I found it very self-indulgent.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, because I thought I read the book and I really liked it. And,
did you?
Yeah, and it's actually the audiobook, which I say I read, which I did. That's what I call reading. It's actually Greg Sestero.
Yes.
He is.
Who seems like a really down to earth guy.
And he is, and he seems super like in the book. He seems super down to earth, and he does amazing impression of Tommy Wiseau. Like so, everything that Tommy says, which is 80% of the book,
nice.
He does and it's less creepy and weird, and it seems to just come from this, and it kind of goes into the origin or the made up origin that Tommy's kind of a bit like a Joker, that he's kind of told different stories, and then there's a chapter where he's trying to piece it
Want
together.
to know how I got this accent?
Yeah. Want to know how I got all this money? And he bought every. So The Room, for people who don't know, is considered probably this is the worst film ever made.
Yeah, I mean, they always said for years Plan 9 from Outer Space is the worst film ever made. I don't enjoy really Plan 9 from Outer Space that much.
No, I find it a bit boring.
It's inept in its filmmaking technique, so you'll see like a cardboard cross fall over, or you'll see an actor bump into a set
Wires
wall and
on the
that kind of shit. That
flying
doesn't-
saucers.
What interests me is the human brain, and like Tommy Wiseau's brain is insane. Yeah, so
Down to the level of speech, where like there's even a bit where he's like Denny, the child who has his own flat.
I think he was supposed to be like 12. He's somewhere between 12 and 30.
Yeah, well he's an adult, but he's also weird enough that he's all like, "Can I watch you guys?" When Tommy and Lisa are wanting to get down, he's like,
"Oh,
"Can
Lisa,
I watch
you're
you?"
so sexy.
You're so sexy, Lisa. Now there's a bit where he's like, Denny, like he has a pep talk with Denny, he puts his arm around him.
Thanks for paying my tuition.
You're very welcome, Danny. And keep in mind, if you have any problems, talk to me and I will help you.
Awesome. Thanks, Johnny.
Let's go eat, huh? Come on, let's go. Let's
Right
go.
on, John.
I'm
You're
starving.
very welcome, Danny, but keep in mind that you can always come to me, and I will. It's always just like these weird inflections.
Yeah, it's
Because
a
you have
little
to-
bit like Christopher Walken.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but it's just like that's the extra layer. The Tommy Wiseau is just the dialogue for me is just the extra layer of unpredictability, because even down to the cadence, that's not how people speak.
Yeah.
and I adore it. But yeah, it is considered to be probably and has a cult following as a result.
As we said earlier, it's best enjoyed. It's like sex. It's okay by yourself, but it's great crack. There's like 20 people there.
Throwing spoons, which they do. There's an obsession
Doing
with
strange accents.
yeah, and I highly recommend the Disaster Artist audio book.
So, you got The Room.
Yeah.
You got Fatal Deviation.
Oh my God, you seem to be the actual, like, you are keeping it alive. You do realize that, like, on social media, you are the champion of this bad movie.
I love it.
And,
I love it so much.
Can you tell us?
I can talk about Fatal Deviation for
Please.
an hour. So Fatal Deviation, it is Ireland's first kung fu movie.
Yeah.
It was made in Trim in 1997.
And I love that. That's how it was. This is the first.
This is the first
This is
of
the,
many.
Yeah, of a franchise.
Kung Fu Paddy.
Yeah.
So it was made by a 22-year-old farmer called Jimmy Bennett from Trim. Legend has it, now I don't know how much truth is to this. Legend has it is he wanted to work in Hong Kong, and they asked him for a showreel, and he made a movie. Went above and beyond.
Wow.
So he's a 22-year-old farmer from Trim who wrote and directed a kung fu movie set in Trim. It borrows heavily from a lot of like Jean-Claude Van Damme movies.
Yeah.
He's obviously a big Van Damme fan.
There's a lot of splits.
Does a lot of splits on logs, that kind of thing. Or like fighting at dusk at the top of a hill, miles away from the camera. Yeah. And there's a lot of tropes from American action movies that he just lifts. All the actors, apart from one, are all locals.
Mm-hmm.
So the main bad guy was a local solicitor who I have his autobiography. A lot of the bad dudes are just sort of lads he knew from the town. But the star, I suppose, the biggest name in the movie was Sir Mikey Graham from Boyzone, which is just the giant cherry on top of this beautiful fucking cake.
Like Mikey as well. Mikey's an interesting figure as well, because from my understanding of the formation of Boyzone, Mikey was the voice. Mikey was the star, and Ronan and Stephen were the face, and then they obviously got the two bad boys. But so Mikey
Was Keith bad boy? Shane was very bad.
Shane was very bad. There's been a lot of fucking shy at the EMAs about us breaking up. But anyway, we're talking about Mikey Graham. So I'm just thinking of the career trajectory of Mikey
Could we
Graham.
put a pin in Shane just to come back to him?
Yeah, we'll put a pin in that because I do want to come back. I know they've heard me talk about this. I literally talk about it all the time.
Well, okay, just a sidebar on Shane. What I find so funny about Shane and most boy bands is like when you're in a boy band, you're basically selling CDs to like pre-pubescent girls.
Yeah.
So you're wearing like dungarees with no shirt, with like one strap revealing a nipple.
Yeah.
And you're basically making the softest like shite of music.
Yeah.
But you also get a bit of fame, you get a bit of money, you start hanging out, and he probably started listening to Nirvana at the time.
Yeah, maybe at the time.
Probably listening to fucking Run DMC.
Yeah. Bit too late. Like,
Yeah.
Kurt's what? I wanted to be in Nirvana after this.
I can't wait to see these guys live in Cork. So then they get like insecure about being in a softest shite band, and they want to come out as hard. So then they go on a chat show and they're like, "Hey, fuck you, Ryan Tuberty.
Yeah.
We're actually quite hard." And there's nothing softer than a soft lad trying to be hard. Like,
No, I mean, I think New Kids on the Block, because a few of them
Shane could kick the shit out
were.
of
Oh,
me.
he kicked the shit. I
Yeah.
mean, Stephen, God rest him, could have kicked the shit out of you.
Yeah.
But Mikey, so I just on the career trajectory of Mikey Graham. So this is what 97, 98 is Fatal Deviation.
97. Yeah.
So Boyzone kind of coming up to their peak, or maybe their peak past their peak.
I don't know. Is there? Can we get a graph of popularity
Mikey
of
Graham,
of Boyzone?
Boyzone albums, discography.
So they were doing good. Like they were in even in the credits, the opening.
It was
credits,
just before their kind of when they had the soundtrack in the Bean movie. It was just before then.
Mr. Bean.
Remember they had like I got a picture of you in my bean. My bean.
So they were doing pretty good. And in the credits, in the opening credits of Fatal Deviation, it says lists all the people in it, and then says, "And from the rock group Boyzone, Mikey Graham."
It's like almost like you heard about Boyzone,
Yeah,
but you
yeah,
don't.
yeah, you don't
Just
know what they-
gives a credit.
It's a rock. Don't put in boy band. Put in rock group. Rock group. Who's your favorite rock group?
Me and Shane are going to leave and start join Nirvana.
So Mikey Graham plays the bad dude's son, who's I suppose the main in these kind of movies. The bad dude, you want to defeat the bad dude, but the last fight is usually the son or the main henchman.
Yeah, the mind. You always fight the mind.
The mind
last.
So I love Fatal Deviation so much. I love it because I think this the secret to a good bad movie, I've noticed, is when somebody not from America tries to make a film like an American.
Yeah.
And I fucking love that. It's like it's like see a Japanese rockabilly band,
Yeah.
So like if you take like Troll 2, I think he was Italian. So that's Italian making an American movie. The Cannon movies, they were two Israeli dudes trying to make his. So Jimmy Bennett, Irish lad from Trim, trying to make an American action movie. What was the other one? Tommy Wiseau, wherever the fuck he's from.
Yeah.
And it's just something wrong. It's just not being from that country. And getting a little bit like Tommy Wiseau thinking that everyone plays American football and eats hot dogs.
Yeah.
Like
wears tuxedos days before a wedding. For the pictures before the wedding. That's it.
Yeah.
Where was it for the pictures?
We're going to take pictures before the wedding.
Oh,
like 2 days.
you're baby face when he shaves his beard. You call baby face.
Cheap.
He doesn't know
So
what chicken is.
like one of the first scenes in Fatal Deviation is Jimmy Bennett. He's coming back from a reform school for gifted fighting boys. His dad's dead.
Yeah.
From kung fu.
Big trope.
Big old trope. So he's coming back to his hometown, and he announces in the first 5 seconds of the film exactly what's going on. He actually just play the first fucking 5 seconds of Fatal Deviation. It's on YouTube.
No music to start.
We open on a window.
This has been my home for 10 years. Every day I've trained to be as good a martial artist as my father. I am a man now, and it's time I went home. I need to discover who I am, what it is I should do, and what happened to my father.
So that's the setup. So like it was like somebody said So when you're creating a character, you need to show the audience like who he is,
Yeah.
what is his needs and what is his wants, and he
Yeah.
just describes you. I need to find out who I am, connect with my home, and find out who it was who killed my father.
Good, my father.
And then it kicks into a very, very long scene. So
Yeah.
one of the early scenes is he goes. You know, there's usually a scene like in Death Wish
Mm-hmm.
where you're in a supermarket or something, and there's some hoodlums.
Mm-hmm.
Played, like I said, by a young Jeff Goldblum or somebody in a leather jacket, or Christian Slater or somebody. And they're hoodlums. They're American bad fuckers. They got leather jackets. They got a tattoo of a snake crawling up their neck. They're not going to get a job in a cafe.
No way.
Rings. They've got like bad bastard written on their T-shirt.
Yeah, usually quite stylish as well.
Usually quite cool.
Usually
Yeah.
quite,
Yeah.
maybe something out of like Dark Knight Rises, kind of weird punks.
Yeah.
They're punks.
Yeah,
usually.
yeah, you can get scary punks and stuff like that. Or metalheads, which in my experience, metalheads are the nicest people
You're very
you'll ever
sound,
meet.
yeah.
So usually, you'll have those lads, and they'll be hassling somebody, and then the Van Damme character will come in and kick some ass and lay them out. So he just does that, but it takes place in a Lundus in Trim, and the two hoodlums in question.
Oh, they're so old.
One of them is like a lad in his early 20s in an Umbro shirt, and his mate is like easily 37.
He's like, picture the cast of Bachelor's Walk getting sparked out with a roundhouse and falling into what?
Yeah, into a gigantic tower of
Paper towels.
paper towels that are stacked in the middle of an aisle.
Middle of the aisle.
It's like, how the fuck? Like, can you think of in a place where there's so many trolleys whizzing by, why would you stack towels in the middle of the fucking aisle?
And they're on the side. And like, but like, it could be there. It was probably one of the things being like, shopkeeper, yes, you can shoot here, but don't make a big mess.
Yeah, don't make a big mess.
Can we knock over that bog roll? Yeah, go on.
Yeah, can we knock over the softest, most bounciest thing you have in the store?
But it does give, I mean, it's also that kind of the vision of like seeing all of the things fall. It's like that's the thing he's trying to recreate. It's like seeing a kind of a cascade.
Because in American movies, it's usually cans of corn.
Yeah.
And they're on a display, and there's like fucking 400 cans of corn
Yeah.
in a pyramid. But that's a pain in the ass. There is lovely outtakes where like they knock over a few vegetables, and the actors are very apologetic as they're putting them back up. It's lovely. So there's lovely scenes like that are like from American movies, and just because you take something out of New York or out of LA in the 80s and you put it in Trim in the 90s, it's suddenly very, very funny.
Like, you obviously you were obsessed with America growing up.
I loved America.
You've told me stories.
I had an American flag.
You took a pizza box from a chipper because
I did,
it was pizza.
I wanted to live like the turtles.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I remember we ordered pizza. I remember like the novelty of ordering pizza, and my brother was like, "No, I don't want you to cut it up. I want to eat it whole, like the turtles." And I'm like, "They eat in slices."
They totally eat in slices.
And he was adamant, being like, "No. Mikey eats it whole." And so
Mikey rolls it up like a big joint. And eats it like a fucking duck.
Yeah, like an actual turtle, Mike. Like,
yeah, in chunks.
So you were.
I was big into America. I wanted to be American. I loved the whole culture. I loved cowboys and baseball and hot dogs.
Because you were like at the forefront of the interest in America, you probably noticed as well how late things would actually get to Ireland. There was like the rule was like 10 years for a trend to come to Ireland pre-internet.
Yeah. Well, I remember my American cousin visited us in like maybe 96. Very hard to actually give a year. But she gave me a Gigapet.
Wow.
So you know what a Gigapet is? It's a Tamagotchi. And it was a Lost World Jurassic Park Gigapet. So whenever that movie came out.
Worlds collide.
Probably, it was probably 96 or 7 maybe. 97 I think.
97,
Jurassic Park
Lost
2.
World.
So they were like,
97.
They were like, this shit is going crazy in America. Every fucking kid on the block has a Tamagotchi / Gigapet.
Yeah.
This is going to be huge in Ireland. So I was the first kid in my school with a Tamagotchi. Was I the coolest kid in school? No. Everyone's like, what is that, Kevin? I'm like, oh, it's this thing where it's like, it's a pet and you have to feed it, and if you don't feed it, you die. And they're like, you're a moron. That sounds shit. That sounds so fucking dumb.
Take your name down. Write it in your phone as one of your enemies.
And like a year later, Tamagotchis arrived in Ireland, and every fucking dickhead had a Tamagotchi.
And you were probably over by then.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was told it was the stupidest thing in the world. So
Yeah, mine just kept dying. I kept having to have a little bit of card so I could just like erase it. You know, you stick the thing in the battery
Oh,
again
yeah.
and erase it. So it was always like
you just abort your fucking
Yeah.
Tamagotchi every fucking 2 days.
that was my experience of parenting early on. Now I look at my son, I'm like, why? Where's the fucking?
Where's the reset button?
Where's the little bit?
So
So yeah, so the point I was getting at just for that was this is 98, which means that the references are years before that. Like, can you compare 98 to what was happening in America in 98? I mean, you got like, was that Armageddon?
Yeah.
You know, is that what's happening in kind of blockbusters at that time? You know, like
Independence Day, maybe.
Independence Day, that was maybe 96, I think. But 99, like the year after, is like all the
Matrix.
films, like The Matrix, Fight Club, you know, and all these things. And this
Game
is
Changers.
Game Changers. And actually, that's the next book. That 99 best year of film. There's a great book been recommended to me. I'll check it out.
Episode 1, Star Wars.
It's episode 1. So this is you can't compare the Hollywood blockbuster, but the point I'm getting at is the references themselves are 10 years old. They're dated. They're tropes from movies of that time.
Tropes and also dialogue. Like there's certain lines that sound fine coming out of an American's mouth. You put it in a Paddy's mouth and it just sounds fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like one of my favorite fucking scenes in the movie is Jimmy Bennett, the hero, has just bet up 2 henchmen in a lovely scene where the female love interest, she's walking from the shops, a car pulls up and 2 henchmen get out, and one of them whips out a pair of a bouquet of flowers like it's a sword. Like he just whips it out.
Yeah.
And he
On
goes,
sheets.
He's like, these are from Mikey, as in Mikey Graham.
Yeah.
And he's like, he wants to go on a date with you. And she says, tell him I'm washing my hair. Now, come on a second here now. You don't want to be disrespecting Mikey. And then you hear...
Who the fuck are you? I don't think the girl needs help across the road. Why don't you Boy Scouts go and play in the woods? You little...
Why don't you boys let's go play in the woods?
What's he implying?
So another, probably would sound fine in an American's mouth.
Or even a
The next-
Belgian's mouth.
And one of the next scenes, you've got the head honcho bad dude, and he's arranging dried flowers in his study. And one of the bad dudes, his henchmen arrive up with a black eye, and so he's arranging flowers. He turns to face the camera right down the lens and goes, "What the fuck is this? Beat up my men week? Who did this? Bennett. Bennett. End of scene."
What the fuck is this? Beat up my men week? Who did this? Bennett. Bennett? Yeah.
And in the outtakes, it shows how many times they had to do that, because it's a Frankenstein of cuts. The first line is, "What the fuck is this?" Different angle. Beat up my men week. Who did this? Cut to the other guy saying, "Bennett." Cut back to him and he goes, "Bennett." And he really had trouble with the line, "What the fuck is this? Beat up my men week," which like, you know, there's like an American trope of like, "What the fuck is this? Laundry day?"
Yeah.
Or it's like, "What the fuck is this? You know, my henchman got beat up week." Like, it doesn't make. You can see what he's.
It
You
was
can see what he's going for.
especially from like an elderly
Solicitor
from
from
Trim.
Trim. Yeah, in the outtakes, he's like, "Beat up on my men week. Beat up on my men week."
That wouldn't feel like. But you know, sometimes you have that, and you're like, I cannot get this at all. I cannot understand.
I can't. So yeah, I mean, it's so far so Jean-Claude Van Damme. He batters this lad, and what I love about the bad dude is you know the way, like, usually in these movies the henchman lives like in the Hollywood Hills on like a house with stilts.
Yeah.
Or he's got like a beautiful woman in a jacuzzi with a tiger or something.
Yeah.
And like bowls of cocaine and flash cars and just amazing shit. Or a dojo or something. Like, the bad lad in this just lives in like just a creepy old big house with like a wooden chair.
The interiors, like, I know this is a bad film.
There's like a bad dude meeting where he's meeting all his henchmen, and he's just writing with a Bic pen. He's just a shitty little plastic Bic fucking pen
That's in the drawer with all the wires.
And Mikey Graham, the scene where Mikey Graham is cutting up cocaine with a Dunnes Stores value club card. Like, that's a step below an Extravision card.
Well, no, as the voice of Duns, I can say that is the Prime card. And if you have it, well, it's all on the app now anyway. Always better value.
So I love it so much. Yeah, like this. He's trying to hire Jimmy, and he's like, "I've an idea. Why don't you work for me?" And Jimmy goes, "Oh, I'd only be stepping on a few toes." And he says, "Did you not see all the fancy cars outside? It's a well-paid job." And he has no fancy cars. He's like a Vauxhall Corsa. He's an old Corolla.
Mikey's in a caravan.
Mikey's living in a fucking caravan.
Mikey's in a fucking caravan. You made me look bad, and that's not good.
Oh my God. When we were shooting Hardy Bucks season 3, I think, I was staying in Chris Tordoff, who also knows the Viper. I was staying in his house for the shoot, and I had one film on my laptop, and it was Fatal Deviation. We watched Fatal Deviation every single evening, and between if we were waiting on shots, like shot setups, we'd watch a bit of, and so much of the script, the Fatal Deviation, weaseled its way into Hardy Bucks, including "You made me look bad, and that's not good."
Oh, brilliant!
Fucking loved it so much. So the film ends with a giant kung fu tournament. He's trained by a monk with tobacco stains in his mustache.
Oh, the dirtiest beard.
He's a dirty old monk.
The ad must have been any beard in trim.
Yeah,
will do.
He does look like the town lad who hangs outside the bookies.
Yeah, he's a sort of lad who'd be like,
smokes woodbines.
He could either say, I can teach you kung fu, or do you know what sex is? Could go either way.
Yeah.
But follow me down here.
Yeah, he's got
follow me into the
damp
woods.
pornography in his caravan.
Yeah.
So he gets trained by the monk who trained his dad. He there's a big kung fu tournament
that goes on for fucking.
Yeah.
How many scraps is there? 20 scraps.
There's like 20 fights.
Yeah.
There's like 20 fights.
And can I?
How did you get on in Hong Kong, Seagull? That's a lovely scene.
Seagull, yeah.
Seagull comes back from Hong Kong.
Seagull's a big guy.
He's a big dude. So it's clear that everyone in his sort of circle of martial arts people get a chance to fight at the end of the movie, which is why it goes on so long.
But I actually think that the choreography in the fights looks good.
Yeah,
and I actually think
action is not bad.
The action,
good.
and even like we'll get onto it later, like some of the chase scene and stuff. I actually think that if he used this, what it was meant for, as a reel, he did a pretty good fucking reel.
He did a pretty good reel. Like if you just cut out all the dialogue, it's actually a pretty good reel. There's a lovely.
Like, if you cut out the whole kind of like the reason why,
there's a lovely bit, like in these movies, these like action movies where and James Bond as well, you'll kill somebody and then the method of their death informs your quip at the end. Jimmy trips somebody up on top of. They're in a quarry, fighting in a fucking quarry. Jimmy trips somebody and they sort of slide down the quarry going, "Ah!" And Jimmy just goes, "Enjoy the slide."
Oh, which is not a thing people say.
It's not.
It's a play on enjoy the ride.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's
Is
like
it?
have a nice trip. Like if you trip somebody up, you say have a nice trip.
Yeah, but that's like what you do in the school. In the school.
School.
See you next fall.
But like, there's something really funny about him just going, "Enjoy the slide."
Enjoy the slide.
Like he's working in Salt Hill.
Yeah. So it gets down to the end, and it's kind of this big chase. And does he at one point stand on a motorbike going full pelt with 2 handguns and fire while standing?
I'm pretty sure that's a Van Damme move. I can't remember what movie, but yeah, there's a Van Damme movie where he's got long hair and he's got a denim shirt. Yeah, and then the final battle with the boss. So he's killed Mikey Graham. He's killed all the bad dudes. There is a scene where a naked man wearing a cowboy hat and a pair of Speedos
in a dump
comes out of a caravan in a dump, and he goes to a bath that's outside underneath a fire.
Yeah.
So he's got a fire, he's got a bath, metal bath, filled with water, it's steaming. He's got a hot bath. He gets into it wearing a cowboy hat, strips down Billy Bollocks.
Yeah.
And then the shooting starts. He jumps up scared and runs off into the woods. He was a financier of the film and asked to have that scene in it.
Oh my God.
It is so out of the fucking blue. It makes no sense. But again,
it's the giant metal spider of Irish filmmaking.
You're not going to get that in a Marvel film, like,
Well, no, to be fair. What also I should say with this film, it's watchable. It is
It's
still
so fucking watchable.
so watchable.
It and The Room. I would put it up with The Room.
This is a watchable film that has so much that does not fit and shouldn't work and doesn't work, and that's what makes it a very satisfying bad film to watch. That in The Room. I could and also so many things you can kind of absorb and Easter eggs that you can get and repeat watching.
Yes. I think, and you learn a lot from bad movies. Like I would argue that you learn more from a bad film than you do from a good film. You can watch a David Lean film, and you can say, "Wow, that looks amazing." I don't know why it looks amazing, but it just looks amazing. But when you see something that just seems wrong in a bad film, even if it's like framing, Garth Marenghi's Dark Place do it really well.
Really well.
Where like sometimes they'll frame a guy's head where his chin is right at the bottom of the screen and there's loads of space above his fucking head. And it's funny. It's like there's shots in this. There's a lovely shot where he just hands somebody an apple tart, or she, the love interest, hands him an apple tart. And it's just, it cuts into their hands as they exchange this apple tart, and it makes me laugh every fucking time. It's just a
It's
needless,
so literal.
It's a needless cut in to an apple tart. And one of the final lines in it is the bad dude, the solicitor, has got a shotgun to Jimmy's head, and he says, "You kill my son, now I'm going to kill you, just like I killed your father." Jimmy grabs the gun, smacks him across the head, knocks his old man cap off. He falls on the ground very softly.
Very softly.
He's an old man. And he says, "You kill my father, now I'm going to kill you, just like I killed your son." Boom.
Wow.
And they continue to have a picnic at the side of a motorway. It's phenomenal. It is phenomenal. I encourage you all to get a couple of buddies. It's on YouTube, man.
Do you know what I think would be a good tagline for this? Filmed in the same location as Braveheart.
Well, that's the thing.
Castle.
I watched a half-finished documentary that was produced for RT and never released because they wanted to get an interview with Jimmy and wanted to get an interview with Jean-Claude Van Damme. Wow. They couldn't get either. Jimmy...
Couldn't get... They're going to get Mikey?
Jimmy is not... Jimmy does, like, Tommy Wiseau embraced the fact that people liked his bad movie, and now he's like, "Oh, it was a comedy. I always had the funny bones."
He also wants to still be the center of attention and be a film star.
Yeah.
Jimmy got out of that.
Jimmy is, I don't want to say he's embarrassed by it, but he doesn't like the fact that people are laughing at this movie, which I understand. So he didn't want to be in the doc. So in the doc I watched, there's interviews with locals, and they all said, "Well, fucking Braveheart came to town. Mel Gibson gave us all a job." And we were like, "That was fucking great, man. It's good pay, free meals." And then we heard there was another film been made, and we all jumped on board. And it's interesting seeing how the locals discuss the film compared to how people from outside of Ireland discuss it. Because the locals talk about it quite disparagingly. They're like, "Look, it is what it is. It wasn't a great film," and blah blah blah. And then they have interviews with like these French film students, and like, "It is a masterpiece because you have no idea what is going to happen next." Jimmy is a visionary. He is a genius. And the Americans talk about Jimmy really, really fondly. They're like, "This dude has a really good heart. He fucking works hard.
He works super hard in this flick.
Hard
Every single time."
But like Jimmy went to LA to make it in the movie business. So he immersed himself in the gyms where all these kind of guys hang out, and they have nothing but kind words to say about him. He got into a bit of trouble with Jesse VD, where they became friends, and then something kind of weird happened, I think, and I don't think not sure. Although there's photos where they're together now. But anyway, that's neither here or there.
I think under the right in the right film, he could have been a star.
Star factor.
He's crazy. Like he looks crazy. There's scenes where he's like in the fight where he's just fucking. He looks like he's on pills and his neck is about to explode.
Yeah.
I think if you saw him in like a Sam Mendes Bond, and he's insane and he's jacked up and he's about to beat the shit out of Daniel Craig.
Yeah, like. I just don't think he delivers dialogue very well, but as a fighter, man is fucking brilliant.
Yeah, I think he could have been. I think that's what he could have gone for. Not as leading man.
There is rumors. Well, it's not a rumor. He said it that he plans to make a second one. He's coming back to Trim. I've emailed him. I was like, put me in a movie, you can punch me in the face. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I just want to be in FD2.
Yeah.
The Order.
You will. Kevin, when are you going to start being a curator of films, like hosting something in the Stella, hosting something in the Workman's, where we can all come and watch a bad film together? When is that? That seems like should have been an inevitability. You know, I feel like now that we can get back in the cinema, that's something you should be doing.
Yeah, I don't know. Who do I talk to, man?
Kevin McGahern's Film Club.
I'd love that. I love that. But do you talk through it? Do you just let the film sit?
I think you'd let the film sit, and then, you know, you could probably just throw something in if you think of a zinger at the time, and then you talk about the film afterwards with a guest. Me.
Okay, that sounds
every
good.
time.
Yeah. Okay, I like that. I'm up for it.
Okay.
Let's do it, Tone.
Well, I suppose what would you have to do? I mean, this is probably an off-mic conversation. You probably have to see what films you could actually rent and get access to that we could broadcast.
Yeah.
We'd want to do it. Unless we were like Pirate Movie Club.
Ooh.
And then we just didn't say what it was going to be. Arse. Kevin, can I also ask, I don't know if we've time. No, we've no time. I was going to ask what kind of geek, what kind of subcultures you were into as a kid. I was going to ask about your art history days or your art school days, and what kind of a twisted Joker artist you were in college.
Oh, God.
But we've no time.
Okay. I'll have to come back.
Well, I'd love to have you back. Kevin, is there anything you'd like to plug? Thank you very much for coming on and talking about giving the synopsis of Fatal Deviation.
No, man. I mean, the fuck is going on? I'm in a film that comes out in August, I think, called The Bright Side.
Oh, yeah.
And it's about a young comedian. Do you say comedian? It's female comedian.
Mm-hmm.
Who gets breast cancer. I didn't even need to say female.
No.
I could have said a comedian who gets breast cancer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, who am I talking about? Carl Spain. So it's a comedian who gets breast cancer, and I play her brother in it, and it's coming to Irish cinemas in August. Go see that.
I will.
Yeah.
You're a proper actor.
I am, yeah. Serious,
That's great.
Serious, man.
And when are we getting season 2 of Smother?
Oh, also there's another film coming out soon called Redemption of a Rogue. It's a Cavan comedy.
Oh, that looks great.
Yeah, it's Cavan
Saw the trailer.
madcap fucking surreal comedy. So that's coming to Irish and UK cinemas soon.
Very exciting.
Redemption of a Rogue.
And when can at least I see your film, Billy Burns?
You can come over to my house and watch it.
Okay, Grant. I tried to get it last time and Siobhan slapped the disc out of my hand.
Ooh, I'm so glad you said disc.
Kevin McGahern, thank you very much. I love you dearly.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
I love you too. Bye-bye.
That was my chat with comedian, actor, writer, Kevin McGahern. And thank you very much for listening. Do check out Fatal Deviation. If you haven't seen Fatal Deviation, well, we pretty much explained it to you. I want to thank as well the sponsor of this week's podcast, the Dubliner Irish Whiskey. Check out the DLD.com and at Dubliner Whiskey on all the social. If you like this pod and would like to support this pod, you can do so over on patreon.com. Type in Tony Cantwell in there somewhere, search bar or something, and you can find my Patreon, where there's an extra podcast every single Friday for free, for giving me the price of a pint a month. It's a weird kind of economy there. And if you want to hear me chat about retro toys, the year 1997, how I was the first child in Ireland to have Pokemon for the Game Boy, you can do so over on the Patreon for the price of a pint. Now my son's after taking the microphone. You going to say something? No. Price of a pint a month. Thank you very much. Thanks for listening. And I will see you here on the Patreon on Friday, where I am going to, where I'm reviewing the movie Black Widow. Or check me out on the regular main feed here next week. All the best. Bye-bye.
It's only